Bonjour and welcome to my second in my series of weekly lessons. As I mentioned, these aren't every single week, they could be every couple of weeks depending on my time that I've got available to upload these videos. So as with last time, I'm assuming you've got a bit of knowledge and you have roughly an hour per day to practice. I'm going to give you two things this week to work on, so that means half an hour per item, and we're going to look at intervals and pentatonics. So with the intervals, we're going to do that in the major scale, simply because there are no sharps or flats, so you don't have to worry about those. If you don't know the major scale shapes or shape, I'm going to play the more common shape. That one. If you don't know that, then stay tuned now and I'll show you that pattern. If you do know that, you might want to fast forward on a little bit. So the major scale shape. So on the bottom string, I'm going to play for 8 to 10. Then I'm going to move on to the A, 7, 8, 10. Onto the D string, 7, 9, 10. Onto the G string, 7, 9, 10. Onto the B string, 8 to 10. And then onto the high E string, 7, 8, 10. And then come back. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. I'll play it through slowly. Bottom string 8 to 10, A string 7, 8, 10, D string 7, 9, 10, G string 7, 9, 10, B string 8, 10, and high E string 7, 8, 10, and then come back. Okay, so when I say intervals, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what I want you to look at learning this week. And you don't just have to do it in this key, you can do it in any key. So this is your tonic note, the C, which is the name of the scale and the first note of the scale. So you can play the C here, or here, or here, in this position. Obviously if you're playing it down here, it's different, or if you're playing it in different positions. So that's the tonic note, which means it's 1. So in a scale you have 7 notes, or in a major scale should I say, you have 7 notes. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So that's back to the tonic there. You can play the D in there as well. And each of these notes has a number that relates to that tonic. So C is the 1, D is the 2, E is the 3, F is the 4, G is the 5, A is the 6, and B is the 7. And then we're back to C, and it starts again on 1. Then we have D, etc. Okay. Now, if I play a C there, that's a 1. If I play a C there, that's a 1. If I play a C there, that's a 1. When I play a D, that's a 2, but it could also be a 9. So if you're playing an octave over the C, then it would be a 9. But for the purposes of this, we're just going to call it a 2. Okay, so if I say play a 1 and a 2, you're going to play 1 and a 2. Or if I say play 1 and all of the 2s that you can get your finger to. Okay, so you've got those 2s there. So if I play a C here and I play a 2, then we're going to go there. Okay, those are the 1s and 2s. So what you're going to do this week is you're going to pick a note within that scale and you're going to learn where that note is. So if I say play a 1 and a 6, okay, you need to be able to think that quickly. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and that's the A. If I say play a 1 and a 7, okay, so you need to be able to find those notes. And we're just going to look at a major scale this week, because you do also have minor intervals, etc. So we're just going to look at a major. So you don't have to just stay in C major, you can use other keys. So if you want to play it in A or D, whatever, that's up to you. And also if you want to use different positions, so if you want to play down here, or if you want to play, that wasn't even right, but you know what I mean, up there, okay? So that's your homework this week, is to find the tonic of a scale and then immediately know where to go to find the notes from within that scale from that note. So you're going to start here, and if I say play a 3, okay, you know that E is the 3, and you're going to learn to play those notes and find them on the fretboard. So that is the first part of your weekly practice, is intervals. And if you want any help on where you can find all of the different keys, just Google it, because you'll find all of the information you need for the notes and the keys on Google or YouTube. You know, there's a million lessons on here. So that is your first part. Now let's look at Pentatonix. So the next thing for you to practice, or for you to spend time on, should I say, because it's not necessarily just practicing it, it's knowing it, is Pentatonix. So everybody knows this shape. Well, when I say everybody, my wife doesn't know this shape. My dog does though. So everyone knows that shape, but in the Pentatonix, what is shape 3 and where would you play that in the key of A? Do you know that straight off the top of your head? Okay, what's shape 5 and where would you play that? What's shape 4? So that's the thing you're going to spend time on this week. And the other things that you need to work on this week with your pentatonic is knowing which notes to bend and how much you need to bend them by. For example, if I play this note here, which is the tonic of that scale, and I wanted to bend that note, would I bend that up a tone or a minor third? So if I bend it up, it's not in the scale, okay? If I wanted to bend this note, would I bend that up a tone or a minor third? A tone, okay? But you need to know where these notes are. So in this scale, you probably know, because that's the one that most people are familiar with. But what about this scale? Okay, do you bend that note up a tone or minor third? That note a tone or minor third? There are simple ways of knowing that. I might as well tell you that now. So if the two notes on a string are there's a gap of a minor third, which is 3 frets between them, you can bend it up a tone, okay? So if I'm bending from here, I'm bending from the G up to the A. Okay, so that would always be a tone. Likewise here, then that will stay within the scale. The times when you're playing a tone, so from the D to the E, for example, you would bend a minor third. With the exception of when your first finger is on the relative major tonic. So, for example, in the key of A minor, the relative major is C. So if your first finger, or the first note on a string that you play, because it doesn't have to be your first finger, but if the first note on the string you play within the pentatonic is a C, you would bend the next note up a tone. So to give you some examples, so on the regular first position, we've got a minor third here, so you'd bend that one up a tone. Here we have a tone, a difference of 2 frets, so you'd bend that one up a minor third. Here again we have a tone, you'd bend that up a minor third. Here we have a tone, but the first fret, or the first note on that string is the tonic of the relative major, so you'd bend that up a tone. Then next one we have a minor third, so you'd bend that a tone, and again. That was terrible bending, and I'm ashamed of myself on those last 2 strings, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. So position 2, so the first note on that string is the tonic of the relative major, C major. So I think I need some thicker strings on here. So you'd bend that up a tone. Second string, minor third, so tone. Third string, minor third, so bend up a tone. Next one up is a tone, so you bend that up a minor third. Next one up is a tone, so again a minor third. And the next one up is a tone, however the first note on that string is the relative major tonic, so you can bend that up a tone. Okay, so that's what I want you to do this week. Intervals, and looking at the pentatonic scale in a bit more detail, and knowing where all the positions are, and knowing which notes you can bend up a tone, which notes you need to bend up a minor third to help you with your lead playing. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and yeah, if you want to check out my Patreon page, I've put a couple of bits on there. I haven't had time to do too much on there yet, but there's a few bits, so you can have a look at that as well if you like, and I'll put the link in the description. And that's it. I will see you later. Bye.